we're going to determine if you actually even have a shoulder that is restricted. So you're going to sit on the floor right against the wall, legs out straight, and try to touch the backs and the fronts of your hands to the wall. So I'll show you from a different angle. Try to touch the thumbs or the back of the hands or the palms of the hands against the wall to see how tight they are. So we're going to attack the lats and the teres minor, teres major muscles on the sides of the shoulder blades if you have a difficult time even coming close to the wall. Grab yourself a foam roller if you don't have one. A water bottle with a towel over top would do. You're going to lie on the side here, using your legs to push you up and down the side of your rib cage and the side of your shoulder blade. So this can be extremely intense for some, especially if you have a lot of tension here, hence the reason why you're not able to touch the wall. So just sit on the spot like I'm showing you here, and you can move your arm up and down along the floor like this, or lift it up towards your ear. But either way, follow along with what I'm doing to get an idea of what feels best for you. Remember to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth as you're working the tension of this muscle away. You can move to a different spot, elbow forward and elbow back. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. If at any point in time you do need a break because it's very intense, pause the video, take a break, take a breather. You don't have to do it exactly as I'm doing it. That's the beauty of doing it at home. You can also move your arm out and back like this in the rotation. So why we're doing all these different ranges of motion is we want to stress the tissues and get at the fibers at different angles. And shift to a higher spot. So we're starting to get in a little bit of the teres minor, teres major areas. And move the elbow up and down, almost like you're trying to reach and have your arm right by your ear, essentially. And if your neck at any point is getting tired, and also thank yourself for hitting two birds with one stone. This is also a great isometric exercise to strengthen the neck, which a lot of time we don't think about strengthening the neck, so it hits two birds with one stone there. And we're going to reset and now do the other side. So set yourself up. Again, focus on that lateral side of the rib cage and use your legs to push yourself up and down. So if you notice you're slipping, take your socks off here, or you can angle yourself so that you're pushing against a wall so that you're not slipping. And you see how I also use my top hand as a guide to help move the foam roller up and down. That is also an option here. And I'm trying to go from that mid to bottom rib cage all the way up to where my arm meets my shoulder blade. And I find when you find a good spot, stay here and just move the arm up and down, gliding it along the floor. So this is kind of the easier one, as you can still put weight with your arm on the floor here. But this one is probably one of my favorites. Placing your fingers behind your ears and moving your elbow, almost trying to touch your nose, and then back to touch the wall behind you. And if I'm moving too fast at all, just slow the movement down. Sometimes when it's that tender, you have to do the movement way more slowly or do it in segments. So move the arm forward and then move the elbow back after a few seconds. And repeat. So go to a different position. Just a reminder, you can also do this movement if you like. You can also move the arm so the elbow is coming above the foam roller and moving your arm almost beside your ear, just as an option. Remember that when you're doing these videos at home, sometimes you will find a certain position or pattern that I'm showing you here that will just simply work better for you. You feel like you're getting a way better release, or you're feeling the soreness a little bit more intently but to a point it's still kind of comfortable, but comfortable, uncomfortable. If you know what I mean, I don't want any sharp pain here. That's not really the point, but you do want to push yourself and try all different variations of movements of your arms as you're trying to release these muscles so that you can get the best release possible and open up that shoulder. After releasing, we're going to move on to stretching out the lats using a chair or a bed in this case, or even a couch. Also, if you're on a hardwood floor like I am, make sure to use a towel, double it up so that you're protecting your knees. And again, if you don't have a foam roller here, you can also use a water bottle. And keep your knees in front of your hips here. You don't want your knees in line with your hips or too far back. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get that stretch that we want. Other important note is you don't want your elbows too close to the edge or they're going to fall off as I just demonstrated. So make sure you have a good amount of your elbows on the bed or the chair or the couch, that when you perform this arch movement, you are feeling a nice stretch underneath your arms and your shoulders. Now I'm bringing the foam roller to try to touch the back here so that I am feeling that stretch, like I mentioned, right underneath my shoulder blades in the front here. So important to keep your full hand on the foam roller or the water bottle. Otherwise, you'll be able to cheat a little bit and your wrist will come in. So this is a good way to help really enhance that stretch. A good little tip here. And I want you to stay here. You can rest your forehead on the chair. Take deep breaths in, and every breath you're going to let your chest fall a little bit more. Reset and repeat. So let it fall. Take a deep breath in and exhale, arch a little bit more. So inhale, come up, arch the back, exhale, push into more of an arch. So now we want to focus on mostly just opening up the arms. We don't really want that arch the same. We just want to feel that opening underneath. So instead of bringing the foam roller toward our back, we're just going to keep the foam roller up, pointed towards the ceiling, and we're just going to let our chest fall towards the floor so that we stretch and open up that part of the muscle of the lats and even a little bit into the teres minor muscle. Now, similar pattern as we did before. Exhale, let your chest fall towards the floor. Make sure your elbows don't fall off. Inhale, arch the upper back a little bit. Ease off the stretch. Exhale, let that arm open right up. Inhale, arch the back slightly. Give that shoulder a rest. Exhale, arch, let that chest fall towards the floor. And reset. Let the foam roller down. You did a great job. Now let's retest. Let's sit up against the wall again and see if we find it a little bit easier to get our arms to touch the wall. At this point, we should feel it's easier to touch the backs of our hands and the fronts of our palms and our thumbs towards the wall. And if you feel like it's better, but you could do a little bit more, you can repeat this whole video again and just take it easy. Thank you so much for completing this video. I know that when you keep up to it and make it a part of your gym routine, especially before you do an arm day, or honestly, even when you do a leg day, so that when you're holding the bar, your lats and your shoulders aren't so tight that it's keeping you from actually being able to hold the bar and therefore affecting your overall squat mechanics. If you know anybody in your life who would benefit from this video just like you are, please share this with them. And if you have any questions or video suggestions of exercise videos you want to see me release in the future, leave that in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because once you do, you'll be notified of every single new video that I release in the future. Thanks for all your support.